Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday, everyone. A very good evening to all who are watching this video. Yesterday, I made a video on how to install Yara software on your Kali Linux virtual machine. So you may ask me what is Yara tool. So basically, this is a open source tool, guys. Okay, uh, which is used for security research purpose, basically. Okay, so particularly, it helps in SOC analysts or malware, or for a malware analyst to just write a particular detection rule. Okay, and with the help of the strings, okay, and with the help of the conditions, you can basically write a rule to see if a particular binary or a particular application's code is indeed malicious or not. Okay, basically it helps to scan the binaries, okay, or any other software's code, and tells us whether the application or program running on the computer or the local PC is indeed safe to be used or not. Okay, and as well as it tells us whether the code or the whether the application has to be further investigated or not. It's basically used in security research purpose, guys. Okay, particularly if you're a malware analyst, you'd want to scan a particular binary, okay, which will scan the binaries code, executables code, and tell us whether the code has any malicious instructions for it to behave in a certain way that would compromise the system, basically. Okay, so that's what Yara rules can help you detect and help you with the overall broader spectrum of investigation. Okay, it's not just one source of truth, but however it acts as a primary or a very first initiative to find and analyze whether a application's code is indeed malicious or not with the help of a pattern match. Okay, so basically I've written a very simple rule, guys, okay, using a tool called Mimikatz. Okay, like if you are a SOC analyst or already into learning cybersecurity stuff, you would be well aware that this particular Mimikatz tool is a very powerful tool used in security research purposes or penetration testing purposes. Okay, to exploit or detect vulnerabilities within a computer system, as well as it can also be used for malicious purpose in the intention of stealing credentials. Okay, this is used by both security researchers, security analysts, as well as security attackers, as in the cyber attackers. Okay, and in this video, I'm going to use this Mimikatz tool to help you write a simple Yara rule, okay, to detect a code that could be hazardous, okay, as well as in safeguarding the computer system, basically from these malware-based attacks. Okay, and here, so basically, a Yara rule contains three components, guys. One is a metadata that you are going to supply, as well as strings, as well as finally you will specify a condition, okay, to match any of them. So basically I will explain you what exactly these attributes are over here within the rule. Okay, so all you have to do is, yesterday you just have to refer my yesterday's video where I have showed you how to install the Yara software on your Kali Linux first. After that, this is the second part of the actual video, okay, or actual topic of Yara. Basically the very first thing, the meta, right? This contains the metadata about the rule, about my rule. Okay, it's not used in the detection process exactly, but it provides useful context for anyone reading our rule. Okay, so in our rule, the metadata contains the description of the rule, as well as my author's name, as in me. Okay, and then a reference URL. Okay, basically from where did I actually fetch this tool? That's where reference means. Okay, and then the date when I wrote this rule, which is today. Okay, and the strings, the next part over here. Okay, basically this section defines a set of patterns, okay, that the rule will search for on the particular file directory. Okay, and each string is given a unique identifier, guys, which is this one here. Okay, Mimikatz, I mean $Mimikatz1, $Mimikatz2. This is the unique identifier, basically. All right, and after that, in my rule, so we are currently defining four strings, guys, okay, that are commonly associated with the Mimikatz application or tool itself. Okay, like I said before, it's a well-known tool used in cyber research, as well as used in cyber attacks as well, to extract credentials from a Windows-based operating systems. Okay, and I will explain you line by line what exactly these strings refer to. The very first string, which will match any file or process that contains the exact word Mimikatz tool or software. Okay, and the second string, okay, this will match any file or process that contains the exact phrase. Okay, so for example, this particular phrase which I have mentioned over here, it's basically a command used within your the Mimikatz tool to extract plain text passwords, okay, which are used in brute force attacks. Okay, and then this particular third string over here, okay, this string will match any file or process within your operating system that contains the exact phrase privilege dot colon colon debug, okay, which is a command generally used again in Mimikatz tool to enable debug privileges. Okay, and the third or the fourth one, fourth string over here, which talks about sec url sa colon colon pth path. Okay, this string will match any file or process that contains the exact phrase, this one, okay, which is again a command used in Mimikatz tool to perform pass the hash attacks. Okay, so these are the exact strings that I have specified, guys. Okay, and the last one, the condition, the last section, any of them, which means um, this particular section that is particularly defined, that any condition, okay, that falls under the rules that I have specified, okay, will trigger a match. Okay, basically in my rule, the condition any of them means my rule will trigger if any of the defined strings are found within the application's binary. Okay, or executable or a DLL file. That could be anything. Okay, if the application's code contains any of these malicious strings, okay, or instruction, okay, to perform a certain compromising action, automatically my rule will trigger and let me know that the application's code or binary is or could be malicious. Okay, and it gives me further idea or further picture for me to dig down further and or delve further to understand whether the actual application's code or binary is indeed malicious or not. Okay, so this is how you write rules within Yara, guys. So this is a basic thing that you have to follow. Okay, firstly you have to write the metadata. You have to put in the metadata as well as followed with strings, which is the core of the rule, and then the condition. Okay, I mean any of them means if the application's binary or the code has any of these strings, okay, or any of these instructions available within the code, of course the rule is going to trigger it as malicious. So this is the theoretical part, guys. Okay, and there are more complex rules as well which we can write. Okay, however because I don't have a use case to write complex rules here. Okay, because this video is just to make you understand how the Yara rules work. Okay, and Yara is the most common or a topmost tool that is used in this current in this current era. The Yara is the most efficient tool that most of the security researchers or penetration testers use, yeah, to detect malwares and to study malwares. Okay, so let's quickly begin with the practical part, guys. Okay, let me see if my recording is still enabled. Okay, so let's go. Yesterday, like I had showed you how to install it. Okay, using a simple command. Today I'm going to show you how to, let me clear this first for you. Basically what I'm going to do now is, guys, after writing this rule, you simply, what you have to do is you have to save it first. Okay, probably to a path. Okay, downloads, and here the extension what you have to give is .er, YAR. Okay, and you just have to save as type. You have to select as all files and just save it wherever you want to save it. Currently it is saved in downloads directory. I'm just going to go to my desktops. You can see here, you go to downloads here, file is over here. Okay, what I'm going to do is quickly drag and drop it on my Kali Linux virtual machine. Okay, I'd actually done it yesterday. This is the script, guys, or this is my rule file. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is, if I can just show you how to drag and drop as well. It's not a problem for me. You just have to drag and drop here, but it will turn it as a copy. Okay, you can see it has become a copy. So this is a primary file, guys. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is quickly launch my root terminal. Okay, I'm just going to go to the exact directory where my Yara rule is saved, which is in my desktop. If you do ls, you will see my file here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is, basically, if you see here, Mimikatz comes by default. Okay, you can see the tool over here. So basically, it comes by default on your Kali Linux virtual machine. Not install it separately. It comes as part of your bundled tools. Okay, it's part of a package within your Kali Linux operating system. So you not install it. However, Yara does not come as part of your operating system's bundle. Okay, however, you have to install Yara by on your own. Okay, on your Kali Linux virtual machine. And after that, what you have to do now is, basically, your Mimikatz directory. Okay, directory path is somewhere here in users, share, Windows resources, Mimikatz. Here's where your Mimikatz tool resides. Okay, here in this location. Okay, what you need to do now is, if I can just show you by going in there itself. Okay, if I just go to File Explorer or my file system, if I just go to User and then Share and then Windows resources, and if I go to here, Mimikatz, there you go. See here, there are two files over here. Okay, which is your kiwi underscore passwords.er. Okay, basically this is again a rule file. Okay, basically it is used for security. So that's what I said. It can be used both for a good purpose as well as for negative purpose. Okay, but however, for if you want to use it in a good way, this is how you learn it. I mean, this is just for educational purpose. Okay, this particular file, a sample file, a sample rule file, which has the similar set of patterns or strings that I have already defined over here in my rule. Okay, so it's already, like, if I just do, if you want, I can show you this now, but before that, I will just show the exact practical part here. Okay, so all I have to do now is just type Yara. Okay, and then I will just give the exact file. Okay, I have to just specify my rule file, which is mimikatz.yar, which I have saved it, and then I have to just specify the exact directory or path where I want to run a scan. Okay, on. Okay, basically, if I want to scan a particular application, okay, that is residing within a directory, I have to specify the applications directory or files directory. For me, which what I'm going to use is Mimikatz application. Okay, the Mimikatz files, application related files and binaries are present or resides within this Mimikatz folder. Okay, hence I have specified the entire path here of the Mimikatz application files. Excuse me, and I'm just going to hit enter. What this does is you can see my rule that I've specified. The rule, my rule file basically has now detected Mimikatz, okay, or has detected certain patterns, okay, within these files over here, mimicom.idl and kiwi passwords.er, okay. And even if I just go further and specify another directory, okay, let's say 64, is it? Just a second. If I go, okay, x64, okay, and if I do enter, again the Yara tool using my rule file will further scan the other binaries over here. You can see the mimikatz.exe file or the mimikatz binary, okay, has been flagged as malicious. Okay, which means the application's code, the binary code of the mimikatz application has compromising instructions. Okay, that has been flagged as malicious. Okay, basically the code of the mimikatz application, the .exe, has some malicious instructions which is matching as per the strings or patterns that I have specified, okay, within my rule file. Okay, so I can just verify in front of you just now. Okay, let me show it show it for you. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to open a separate terminal here. I'm just going to go to that directory, user mimikatz. I'm just going to quickly do the. I'm just going to use nano. Okay, I'm just going to open the file for you. The second, guys. Okay, we go to that exact directory. Yeah, so I've just opened it for you. This kiwi underscore passwords.er file. Again, this is a rule, guys. Basically, okay, you will see all the, like I said before, the rule must contain metadata, strings, as well as condition. Okay, here if you see, why did my rule actually flag this particular mimikatz kiwi passwords.er file as malicious? That's because let me show you. Basically, this is where this particular rule is where my rule has matched something. Okay, so this particular rule, if you see here, description mimikatz. Okay, you can see this particular rule file has a term or has something called mimikatz. Okay, if you remember my particular rule, okay, this one detects mimikatz. So basically, anything within the application's code or any binary files, if it contains a term called mimikatz, it's going to flag that as malicious. So this is basically, that is the rule which came in sync with my rule over here. Okay, particularly my rule mentions this particular string. Sorry, apologies. The very first string that I've given, find anything that has mimikatz in it. So this is what the first string means, okay, that I have specified. So this particular string will match any file or process. It does not mean my rule is going to only scan .exes or .dlls. My rule is going to scan any file, okay. So that's why even the .er file has been scanned and found to be malicious, okay. So if you clearly see this particular string that I've specified as part of my rule, the string will match any file or process that contains the exact word mimikatz. So that's why my rule has successfully triggered this particular thing over here, this particular file, kiwi underscore passwords.yar, because the kiwi underscore passwords.yar written by Benjamin, like I said before, he is the one who created mimikatz application, has specified in his rule uh, description mimikatz. Okay, again, he has mentioned his own application mimikatz should be used for security research purpose. Okay, that's why he has mentioned description mimikatz. Okay, because he's the one who has developed this mimikatz tool, and hence he wanted security researchers to use this for the benefit of the organization or benefit of the security research purpose. Okay, that's why this particular rule has has exactly matched to the rule that to the rule that I have created. Okay, the very first string mimikatz. Okay, this particular string came in sync with the exact rule defined within this particular kiwi underscore passwords.yar file. Okay, which has a description as mimikatz. Okay, and so basically, like I said before, the string that I have specified is nothing but wherever within the application's binary or any other processes or files, if it contains the word mimikatz, my rule says to flag that as malicious or flag that as something that has to be investigated further. Okay, so this is the example how my rule exactly flagged uh, kiwi underscore passwords.yar file as malicious. Okay, just a second, I will go back to that directory, which is the one. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this one you can see clearly mimikatz, my rule mimikatz.yar had successfully detected all these files to be malicious, or not malicious exactly. We can't call it as malicious. Basically, it is just for our own investigation purpose, for the security research purpose. Okay, it does not necessarily mean if the rule that I have specified has matched or has matched the exact application code's pattern. Does not necessarily mean the code is or the binary is malicious. Just for us to be more aware, and for us to delve deeper and understand whether the exact code or the binary is intermalicious or not. So there are further intelligence that gets involved, okay, to exactly deem whether a malware is a malware or it is just a benign application or not. Okay, it warrants for further investigation is what I wanted you to let yourself know. Okay. So I hope you may have found this video helpful. Okay, and this is the very first step, guys, for you to learn how to write Yara rules. Okay, if you are aspiring to become a SOC analyst. Okay, as well as I just wanted to tell you in the end, this particular rule that I have created is designed to detect the presence of mimikatz or similar tools, okay, or commands, okay, by looking for specific strings. Okay, in my case I have written 4 strings, okay, that are commonly associated with mimikatz tools usage. Okay, if any of my strings, any of my 4 strings are found in a file or process, my rule will trigger a match. That's what I meant earlier. Okay, and also note, an important note is that Yara rules are case sensitive, guys, by default. So if our rule or your rule will not match if the case of the strings are different. Okay, so hence you have to exactly be sure if the rule the rule has to follow the case sensitive thing. Okay, also you can always use the no case keyword to make your strings case insensitive if needed. Okay, as well as also remember one thing, that Yara is a pattern matching tool. Okay, and does not confirm the intent or functionality of the matched files. Okay, like I said before, Yara is only a pattern matching tool, guys, and does not confirm the intent or functionality of the matched files, like in my case. So it has just matched the pattern, okay, from my rule versus the application's code or binary. Okay, it does not exactly indicate whether the file is malicious or not. It's just for further it's just for our own benefit of doubt. Okay, in case if we suspect code to be malicious, we have to use this as one source of truth rather than relying this as the source of truth. Okay, and like I said before, further analysis would be required to confirm if these files are indeed malicious or benign. Okay, always ensure to you interpret Yara. Always ensure to interpret Yara matches in the context of additional indicators of compromise. Okay, or in conjunction with other security tools and best practices. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, so don't keep Yara rule pattern match as the single source of truth. Okay, so you always have to rely on other sources of truth as well. Okay, this is just one source of truth that you have to use and further determine whether the file is indeed malicious or benign. Okay, and if you found this tutorial helpful, please hit the support button, guys, and do not forget to subscribe my channel for more useful videos like this related to cybersecurity. We'll meet in the next video, guys. Until then, stay safe. We'll reach your startup. Bye.